formative evaluation and summative evaluation. Even though it is the final letter in the ADDIE acronym, most of the evaluation phase doesn't come last. You should actually be evaluating your instructional materials as you go through each part of the ADDIE process. This continual appraisement is called formative evaluation. Dick, Carey, and Carey's instructional model outlines 3 basic stages of formative evaluation: one-to-one evaluation, small group evaluation, and a field trial. Let's say that you and a friend are going to be holding a basketball training camp for 11-year-olds and are showing a short video to help the kids learn the basic rules of basketball. During your one-to-one evaluation, you would want to test the effectiveness of this video with a child close to the age and abilities as your actual learners. You would then ask them a series of questions about the effectiveness of the video. First, about the clarity. Was the message clear and easy to understand? Then ask about the impact. Was it helpful in reaching the objectives and goals of the class? Finally, you would assess the feasibility. How practical is the video given the time and context of the class? When doing all of these assessments, it is important to make sure that you carefully write out your assessment questions beforehand. Make them clear, consistent, and as objective as possible. Doing a number of one-to-one assessments for each of the workshop's activities will help you identify the most and least effective areas of your instruction and improve upon it. After you have made improvements based on what you learned during your one-to-one evaluations, it will be time to do a small group evaluation. This will help you determine how effective those changes were, as well as monitor how well your activities work in a group setting. It is best to choose participants that accurately represent the different subgroups that will be participating in your actual course. In our example, this would mean choosing children that are well versed in basketball, as well as those that aren't as experienced. During this small group evaluation, you will once again assess the clarity, impact, and feasibility of each of your activities. Dick, Carey, and Carey also recommend adding an attitude questionnaire, asking questions like this. Was the instruction interesting? Did you understand what you were supposed to learn? Were the materials directly related to the objectives? Were there sufficient practice exercises? Did the tests really measure your knowledge of the objectives? Did you receive sufficient feedback? After you use a small group evaluation to further refine your instruction, you'll be ready to do a field trial. This is a real-time rehearsal of all the instructional activities you have planned for your course. You will want to conduct it in a setting similar to the eventual instructional setting, to take into account any environmental variables. Once again, you will assess the clarity, impact, and feasibility of your instruction, and make changes accordingly. Then you will be ready to deliver your instruction. The other stage in the evaluation phase is the summative evaluation. The purpose of a summative evaluation is to prove the worth of the instruction after it is completed. Kirkpatrick's model outlines 4 types of outcomes to evaluate: the reaction, learning, behavior, and results. It is wise to document the reaction of your learners. This is most easily done by writing a series of statements and having the students indicate how strongly they agree or disagree, like this. The basketball camp's objectives were clear to me. The drills and exercises fit in with the goals of the camp. The instructions we were given were clear and easy to understand. It is also a good idea to document more specific reactions about the instructor, activities, assessments, and audio visuals, like this. The video on the rules of basketball was helpful and informative. The passing drill we did helped my passing abilities. The instructor was kind and treated me with respect. A few open-ended questions can be helpful as well, especially about the overall strengths and weaknesses of the course. And make sure to make your feedback survey anonymous. This encourages learners to truly express their attitudes without fear of judgment or retribution. All of this feedback will once again help you know what went well in the course and what can be improved upon. The next aspect to evaluate is the learning that took place. This is most typically done in the form of a post-test that evaluates how well your students achieved your learning objectives. Knowledge is typically assessed in achievement tests. In our example, this could consist of multiple choice questions, testing your learners' understanding of the rules of basketball. Skills are typically assessed in performance tests. This could mean having students show you their passing, shooting, and dribbling form, while you took notes on a rubric you constructed beforehand. Attitudes are typically assessed on questionnaires, similar to the reaction surveys we talked about a moment ago. Behavior evaluation involves measuring the transfer of knowledge, skills, and attitudes from the training context to the actual performance setting. It is especially important to track this in professional settings. If you trained call center employees on a new way of upselling customers, you will want to evaluate whether or not they are doing this on their actual calls. In our basketball camp example, this could mean seeing whether or not your students utilize the skills you taught them as they played basketball games outside your workshop. Finally, you will want to measure the results of your training. In professional settings, this could mean seeing how well the training affected things like profits, productivity, morale, and job satisfaction. In our basketball example, this could mean assessing the training's effects on your players' confidence, enjoyment, and win-loss rates. So that's it for our basic overview of the evaluation phase of the ADDIE model. Conducting formative evaluations during each stage of the ADDIE process, as well as administering a summative evaluation after the course is implemented, will help you make sure your course is helping reach your instructional goals. Thanks for watching.